That's kind of our forefront is trying to make sure that with the group that we're at now, um, or the group that's coming now, it's like we know where most of them are because we have like
Yeah.
we're connected relationally.
Okay.
So it's like now I feel like we're at the part where it's like, what do I need them to know, and how can I help them then apply that?
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
if we're looking head hard hands,
Yep. It's good.
and um, and that, like I said, that's several, and I think there's some thing I was looking at when I looked at this list. I was like, there's some that it's like they're gonna get there faster than others, and then there's some that it's like it's a reworking of this is what you used to do at other places.
Yeah. 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 Reframing
That
expectations.
that culture, we're still settling culture in
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is different because we're in a different context,
Yeah.
and we are wedding campus and community and generations. I mean, we
Uh,
got 18, 19s. I'm almost 40, and then we got 60 and 70. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like we're
Yeah.
getting the intergenerational side of it and bringing them all to the table at the same time.
Mm.
So it's that's one of the things my wife and I keep talking about. It's like we have the older couple that's like they'll do it's like they'll do what they feel like needs to be done, and then that's kind of like it.
Yeah.
And it's like the way we want to flow, it's kind of like we were when we went on this mission trip. There's a lot of people going for the
Yeah.
first time they've ever been, and we rolling into Western North Carolina where everything just flooded.
Mhm.
And they're like, I looked at them, I was like, this is the spirit we're gonna have. Whatever needs to be done, we're gonna be willing to do it.
Yep.
Like we're just gonna say, okay, these are what I'm this is what I'm good at. How can I help?
Yep.
Um, because I feel like that's one of our church values too.
Yep.
It's like just that willingness to do
Yeah.
whatever God's asking us to do as a body, not just as individuals, but as a body. Like how do we move together? Um, so it's figuring like it's letting that culture continue to settle in. I guess if you're looking at your vision framework, right? That whole pretty much that first year
Yep.
is getting that culture
Yep.
to bedrock.
Yep. Yep.
It's settling it in deep. And yeah, we've been around for 2 years, but at the same time, adding the way I'm looking at it, one, it's a rural place,
Yeah.
so your
Yeah.
your on ramp is longer.
Yep.
Um, and settling in culture is gonna obviously it's gonna be longer.
Yeah.
Um, but two, as you get into Sunday gatherings, like and you get into multiplying disciples, you're starting to multiply some groups and stuff. That's where culture has the tendency to fracture
Yep.
and kind of get split
Yep.
and lose its identity. So now it's like, okay, we need to shore this up
Yep.
before we start layering, because if we do that, then it's going to crumble because the foundation's cracked.
Yep.
Uh, so we come back to this, just this, um, like I said, defining the positions, defining the areas, defining expectations, revisiting culture. Um, hey, this is who we are, right? As a church, this is who we decided, because that's one of the things we talked about in the values conversation is what does this mean, and
Yep.
how to own these shared values, because this has to define the house, not
Yep.
our own kind of values of
Yep.
what we think. Like,
Yep.
no, this is a shared vision.
Yep.
Kind of revisiting those and kind of keeping them out in front, I guess. In this, would you say that? So we have like we have six values, which is on the high end for some people as far as defining values go. But it's like those are really kind of in there with who we're looking for in leaders.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's we can kind of share that common language then in our here's what we're looking for in a leader. We're looking for gifts and talents and this, but primarily we're looking for you to be this kind of person first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's think about values as being what somebody feels when they come into
Hmm.
a community. It's
Yep.
the intangible culture that says
Yep.
these people prioritize loving each other.